Hello guys and welcome to my review of Rance 4.1 and 4.2. I'm just gonna combine the reviews because they're basically 4.2 is an exact continuation story-wise of 4.1 and they're basically gameplay-wise the same game. So I decided it would just be better to count them as a singular game, as I think most people do. But yeah, also all of my opinions are based on the playthrough I recorded and uploaded to my channel. So if you are new here just for the review and you are interested in watching me play through Rance 4.1 and 4.2, you then feel free to check out the channel with playthroughs of also 4, 3, and the Reader's Digest of 1 and 2, if that sounds interesting to you. But yeah, let's get into this. I thought 4.1 and 4.2 was actually pretty fun. For some reason, going into it, my expectations I guess weren't as high, just because, you know, they're called 4.1 and 4.2, so you don't expect as high quality. And in a lot of ways, I guess maybe it's not as high quality. But for some reason, going into it, I thought it was like a mini game thing. Like I didn't think it was a proper RPG. But no, I'm pretty satisfied. I thought, despite it being a side story, it really owned up to the fact that it was a side story. Like it felt like it was made with that idea. Obviously, it was, hence the title. But I was very entertained with this story. Probably more so than like. I don't want to say 4 because I love 4 gameplay wise. I think it's my favorite game so far, at least on the channel, not including Sendoku. But like the story was really fun. I guess like just talking about it, like it's very reminiscent to Rance 1. You know, Rance takes on a quest. He completes the quest and everyone's happy. Like it's a very point A to B storyline. Well, that's fucking loud. Sorry. Rip. Did a little scare in your life. But yeah, like I enjoyed the story. I think humor was on point. They did a really good job. Rance always does a good job in humor. I think especially in 4.2, how they just start off the story with Rance beating like first you have sets, but after that you just beat the shit out of random people in the park is actually like awesome. Not for the random people, but yeah, humor's, you know, I don't even question humor for Rance. Like, it's not a question going into a Rance game. You already know it's Alice Soft is very good at a comedy aspect. I think. Okay, first we gotta talk about the fact that Syl was not a main character in the game. If you've watched my Rance stuff, you know Syl's probably my favorite character so far. I think she's just so endearing and has like a really good chemistry with Rance. But I will say Athena 2.0. Is that right? Yeah, Athena 2.0. Sorry, like, am I right? Yeah, Athena 2.0 is actually awesome. She's like the funniest. She has to be one of the funniest characters I've read. Lots of meme power. You know, I loved reading her dialogue saying "Yes, sir." You know, that's slang people use today, dude. Yes, sir has repopularized recently, at least on the online scene. So what can I say? Athena's actually a genius. But no, Athena's very entertaining. You know, maybe a whole Rance series with Athena as a side character probably isn't like the greatest idea, because she is a bit more of a meme than normal, considering that there's a lot of stuff like that in the Rance series, so it's not like completely out of the ordinary. But I did really enjoy Athena. I liked her in Rance 4, especially her moveset. Like, she was just a really good character in general. But I really appreciated her taking the spotlight and fleshing her out in this in these games. It really did her justice. So I'm excited to see her role in the next game. Hopefully she will be just as good. Obviously she won't have the same spotlight potential, but yeah. We also have 2 new characters. You know, we have a lot of new characters, but I'm talking about probably like permanent characters to the cast, or at least we'll have a good chance of seeing them again. That being Genri. Now, I did already know about Genri's existence because I did play Sengoku before I started all the Rance stuff on the channel. So I have seen him before, but he's an interesting character, dude. For the longest time, I thought he was like really suspect, but he's kind of a bro. You know, I kind of felt bad for him in 4.2 when Rance wouldn't share the spoils of battle, but yeah, I mean, as long as he doesn't touch So, which I thought he was because they kind of alluded to that in Sengoku, he's cool in my book. And then you have Kisara. Kisara's alright. I mean, she was probably my least favorite of the main cast we had, both moveset wise and story wise. But you know, it's just the archetype of character. When you have like such a high energy cast, having the serious one is, maybe you can argue, a necessity, but yeah, not exactly my favorite. But she's cool. I don't hate her or anything. Villains, I mean, you had Arnie, Party, Archibald, I guess, is the main cast of villains. Obviously probably the least threatening villains of the Rance series so far. I mean, to be fair, actually, I take that back. Arnie is actually a beast. First one to actually kill Rance, where a literal freaking god, well, not a god, but like rare monster Gal, not rare, holy monster Gal monster. I always say monster Gal. Revived him, but like no one has gotten that far besides like maybe I was gonna call her Gelly. Is that how you pronounce her name? Jill. I remember someone corrected me, but it's been like a year since we played 3. But yeah, Arnie popped off. Party was kind of a meme. Archibald was a meme boss, yes, but if he was actually summoning the snake from the snake boss from Sengoku, then actually he like if you let him summon it, then it's actually like over, because. But like again, Rance is a very meme-centric game, especially with its boss battles, as shown in like 3, especially when Ifrit's boss is basically just a meme, despite kind of hyping them up. But yeah. I mean, I guess if you're talking about difficulty, there was one difficulty spike with the 4 assassins before you fight Archibald. That fight was actually like kind of scary, but in general, difficulty wise, not very hard. And I think gameplay in general, this was probably the weakest games, at least compared to 3 and 4. Again, I only read the Reader's Digest versions of 1 and 2, so I can't really comment on them gameplay wise. But you know, I appreciate the fact that it's a different battle system, you know, spreading their wings a bit, but it's just not as good. The grid format, I think 4 really nailed the grid format with being able to control your party members. This one like goes back into random, though with the emulator, which I use the emulated version. You can actually just take control of them, but I just wanted to play the way the game was intended and let the AI randomize. And you know, there are times where they made questionable decisions, but nothing too bad, just because the difficulty is very easy in this game. But yeah, the battle system's just not exactly too exciting. I don't hate it. In fact, like now at my age, you know, ripe's not the wrong word, the old age of 23, that's what I was going to go for, which isn't old at all, but I'm not really a hardcore gamer anymore. So I actually appreciate simple battle systems, and this was like fine to me, but I'm sure to other people, it's probably not as fine. But yeah, I think the grid one's superior. I'm still open to more RPG systems. Just, I mean, maybe the whole thing would be changed if they just didn't make it random. I think randomizing it's just not good. I don't mind like an auto system like they have throughout. Like I really enjoy auto battles in the Rance series, so I don't mind that. But like, I think this was just not a good one and good battle system. Hopefully I'm sure they don't do that again in the future, or at least if they do it again, heavily improve on it. But yeah, gameplay wise, it's not very exciting. This game's definitely more of a story oriented game. Like, I loved exploring Happiness Pharmaceutical, finding like fun interactions that are useless but just entertaining, rather than the combat. Now the combat could be hard if you somehow fuck up your items, because there's one point in 4.1 where I didn't understand, because the stats are a little confusing with stamina and power, where power is like your stamina like in normal games, and stamina is like a second health system. So there's one point where I just died like 5 times in a row because I didn't know what I was doing. But in general, like, items are so plenty, you can use them pretty liberally. Plus you had Fellas in 4.1. I will say though, in terms of gameplay, 4.2 felt a lot more interesting than 4.1. I think just the way it's designed, it's more battle oriented in 4.2, so you definitely had a more fun time in the gameplay aspect in 4.2. I think 4.2 in general is a little better, but again, it's just they're the same story, just 4.2 is the latter half, which is usually better anyways, right? But yeah, in like 4.1, I think I leveled up once through my fights, and in 4.2, like, I wouldn't be surprised if I leveled up to like maybe 10 times. There's just so much more content in that regard, so yeah. I'm thinking Ponky. I can't think of Ponky, a great meme character. She's just the random maid in 4.2. I don't know why her name is actually like the greatest thing ever. It's so catchy. She's right up there with my Rance meme harbingers. You have Ponky on one hand, and you have Mammy-chan from Rance 4 on the other. Just great meme characters that entertain me. Even though Ponty's like, I don't think she's supposed to be like that. I just love her name that much. Bring back Ponky and K-Rance. That's all I'm asking. Secret Dark Lord. Oh, Pink Mask. Of course you have Pink Mask. So I said Sil's not a main character, but she is a side character called Pink Mask. I think I played it already. The Pink Mask theme, which is a remix of the Sil theme, probably my favorite piece of music in the Rance series. I love this Sil theme, dude. And Pink Mask was fun, I'm glad they included Sil in a way, because I love Athena 2.0, but a Rance game without Sil, it's just it's hard for me to imagine as a Sil fan. So I'm very glad they had her. It was all the Pink Mask scenes were really fun. Music wise, I actually think Rance 4.1 might be like 4.1 and 4.2. It's a really good music thing. I think it's actually better than 4. Like 4 had this really weird looping problem where a lot of the songs like didn't loop properly. So there's like an awkward pause in between the loops, and it just wasn't as good. But 3 didn't have that, so I don't know why that happened in 4. But the songs are bangers. Like this song right now was so good, and it's the main dungeon theme, so you hear it a lot. I loved it. And then even in 4.2's dungeon theme was really good. Again, Pink Mask theme is a banger. Not as good as the normal Soul theme in my opinion, but it is still mint. But no, they have some great tracks. I think maybe I just, maybe I have to compare this soundtrack to 3 soundtrack, but it definitely beats out 4. So I was very happy with the soundtrack. Hopefully they keep it up. So far, Rance has not disappointed with the soundtrack, so very pleased about that. CGs, the art's slowly improving, so you love to see it, obviously. Just because it's a later game. So again, I've already seen some Goku art, which is completely different. Granted, it is like a lot of games ahead, but yeah, love the art. H scenes. I play the game for the gameplay. No cap. But good stuff. Ponky didn't get an H scene. They did my girl Ponky dirty, but I'll forgive them. I don't know. I was trying to say name your favorite H scene. I actually don't know. Okay, Operation Pervert Bird, where you tricked Kisara in 4.1 is actually like both cringy and hilarious. So I do appreciate that one, though I do feel sad for my boy Bird. Dude, we didn't even mention Bird. Bird's back from Rance too. Probably, it's definitely not the character I was expecting to see return out of like the whole cast, but yeah, he's still kind of a sad person. I just feel bad for him, dude. I feel bad for people Rance bullies a lot. He seems like a fine guy, and he's definitely a reoccurring character. So this is like 2 times Rance kind of screwed him over. So I don't know. I feel like, what if Bird's the last boss at the end of the Rance series, dude? All this accumulation of grudges against Rance turns him into the next Demon King. That would be pretty funny. But yes, Bird. That's all. But yeah, the Operation Pervert Bird was actually funny. Someone made a really funny comment when they first read it. They're like, oh, this is some Mission Impossible shit. And it really is. So yeah, probably favorite scene, I guess, in terms of entertainment value. Yeah, but that's all I have. I don't really have much to say. Battle system, not the best, but tolerable. I did love... I won't say love, but I did enjoy it a lot more in 4.2 when you have a full party and it's just way quicker. Stories was really fun, and they really embraced the side story aspect of it, if you know what I mean, like a side quest, like a filler arc. If a filler arc embraces the fact that it's a filler arc, which usually doesn't happen in normal circumstances, but this one was clearly like, you know, they're buying time or whatever, so they did a really good job with that, and I'm very happy to play it. Glad I played it, you know, this wasn't always on the table. I was about to give up before someone informed me that you can play it through emulator, so very excited about that. But that's all I have. Hopefully enjoyed this review. Again, it's kind of stuffed. I usually don't put too much effort into reviews. I just do my final thoughts and feelings, dude. So if you have any topics or aspects of the game you want me to elaborate further on, just feel free to leave a comment, and I'm definitely happy to respond. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, you know, maybe like and or subscribe for some future Rance content, plus some other stuff on the channel. And yeah, next Rance is I just call it K-Rance because I don't know how to pronounce the first part. Maybe I'll learn by the time we actually play it. But yeah, it is the final game of the old timeline, and I'm excited to give it a try because it gets a lot of praise, so it should be a fun time. But until then, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in another video, and have a great rest of your day / night. Peace.